Hey up, Rayvers! Yes, the theme for this week's review were a fish out of water theme. And the good nickel ratings over on my Patreon page put their suggestions forward, and the rotating review randomiser selected Crocodile Dundee as our fish out of water. Crocodile Dundee. Hey, that ain't a chopper. That's a chopper. Hey, chopper. Now, I'd come across Paul Hogan a bit before. I'd seen the Paul Hogan show. I think it were on Channel 4 in the 80s. That were pretty hit and miss, to be honest with you. Although I did enjoy his World Series War cricket spoof sketch. That made me chuckle. But his Richie Benno impression were crap.
Let's now take a look at some of the highlights of the morning bloodbath.
Yeah, and he were in the Foster's adverts, weren't he? Selling Foster's lager. And I'd seen him in the Anzacs TV series, which were about a load of Aussie soldiers in World War One. Thought that were good. I enjoyed that. So yeah, going into this, I already liked Paul Hogan, so I was looking forward to this. But the film starts with New York reporter Sue Charlton, who's in Sydney, Australia, on the case of a hot news story.
Last month, this guy in the Northern Territory was attacked by a crocodile. The thing bit his leg right off, left him there to die 100 miles from nowhere. I tracked him down. He runs a safari business out of somewhere called Walkabout Creek.
Now, evidently in the mid-1980s, that were a big news story. So Sue heads off to Walkabout Creek to find Mick Crocodile Dundee. And consequently, we get these impressive chopper shots as it flies over the stunning scenery in the Australian outback, accompanied by what I reckon is a terrific soundtrack. By Peter Best, not the one from the Beatles. Yeah, not familiar with Peter Best, but yeah, very evocative this soundtrack, I think. I think it's terrific. En road, Sue is met by Mick's partner, Walter Riley, played by John Mellion, who war film fans will recognise from 633 Squadron. Yeah, he was one of the parts in 633 Squadron. Spoiler alert, apart from Sue and McPhee, they all got bumped off. En road, Walter takes Sue to Walkabout Creek's premier hostelry to meet Mick Dundee. And it becomes apparent that, yeah, he likes to exaggerate the truth a little bit, Walter Riley.
That story's getting better every time you tell it, Wally.
Yeah, he's a Billy bullshitter. But suddenly, in comes Mick Dundee, fighting a crocodile. Alright, it's obviously a stuffed crocodile. It's obviously a stick. Probably turns up to the pub with stuffed croc every week. And them locals are still enjoying it. The novelty ain't worn off yet. But, yeah, that routine's going to get owed pretty quick. Incidentally, very leathery, very weather beaten. Same as Walter. Look like Cooper old men, don't they? Which, to be fair, you'd expect for a couple of bushmen, wouldn't you? But, if they're from Australia, I'm surprised they didn't follow the slip, slop, slap guidance.
Slip, slop, slap.
Yeah, slip on a t-shirt, slap on the sunscreen, slap on hat. Very famous campaign that. We heard about it over here, even though we ain't from Australia, we knew about the slip, slop, slap.
In the Sunday summer day, slip, slop, slap.
And guess who it is who did the jingle for that, as I found out? Peter Best! Yeah! Not the one from the Beatles. Anyway, where was I? Yes, Mick takes Sue out into the outback to show her where he nearly got noshed off by this croc. And she's taking a camera so she can get loads of snaps and make a story out of it. And it's very quickly apparent that Mick Dundee is a Billy bullshitter and all. Whether that's pretending to use the sun to tell the time.
2:20. We better get started.
Or pretending to use his hunting knife as a razor instead of the Bic one that he was using 10 seconds previously. And also blatantly lying about what he was doing out in the outback in the first place.
And you were out here hunting crocodiles and that?
Nah, that's illegal. I was just fishing.
Now, I wouldn't fancy being out in the outback. But Sue does a great job of getting stuck in. She doesn't seem fazed by it. But Mick does seem to enjoy putting the shits up her.
City girl like you wouldn't last 5 minutes, love.
And obviously keen to prove him wrong, Sue rises to the challenge and decides to head off by herself. Just show that she'll be alright without him. But Mick, being well aware of the dangerous creatures that she might encounter, keeps a close eye on her. He's basically hiding in bushes. And when inevitably she comes face to face with a croc, Mick is able to heroically dash in and save the day. Yeah, I think it's probably for the best that he didn't mention that 10 seconds previously he was just busy ogling her arse. Anyway, after spending a couple of days in his company and being saved from certain death at the jaws of a croc, Sue has evidently fallen for Mick's rugged Aussie charm. And as a way of finishing off her news story, she manages to persuade him to go back to New York with her. And this is where we really get the fish out of water stuff, as Aussie bushman Mick Dundee tries to negotiate the big city. And we get this funky saxophone music, which very 80s. You often have that in 80s films, didn't you? Yes, we're in a big city. It's some saxophone music. It's the 80s. But hey, to be fair, it works. It does make me think of big city America in the 80s. Now, Paul Hogan, effortlessly charming as Mick Dundee. And he makes friends everywhere he goes. You know, everybody loves him. Despite the fact that he's accidentally racist.
What tribe are you, Gus?
Tribe?
Or greets certain people by sexually assaulting them.
Pleased to meet you.
Yeah, he just sort of swans around with his childlike naivety. Ain't got a Scooby what's going on. Doesn't realise this bloke's taking drugs.
Got a blocked nose, have you?
Doesn't realise these ladies are prostitutes.
Well, hell, we might just have to give you one for free.
Yeah. One what?
Yeah, he ain't got a clue, bless him. Although, to be fair, I didn't know what one of these were first time I saw one. Denise had to tell me what that was.
Bidet.
I thought B-Day was just the name of Peter Butterworth's character in Don't Lose Your Head.
You should get the chance to make such a mistake, Citizen B-Day.
But I reckon the naivety is one of the reasons that folk warm to him. You know, he's just a genuine bloke. Yeah, completely unpretentious. But in the same breath, he doesn't suffer fools gladly. You know, if you're a dick, like Sue's boyfriend, yeah, you're going to get a slap. And even though he's a Billy bullshitter, he does seem to have some sort of mystical qualities. He can make animals go to sleep just by waving his hand and making a funny noise. I tried that on my daughter's dogs. It didn't work. And even though he's out of his element in big city, he's still able to protect Sue.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
It's a good joke, that, isn't it? It is a good joke. Now, one of the things I love about this film is the supporting cast. Obviously, we met Wally in Australia, but there's other folk in the bar who add colour to proceedings, you know, like Big Donk.
Bake. Get stuffed.
And when he gets to America, there's loads of lovely folk he meets, who obviously all love him. But also, there's some great dicks in this as well. Sue's boyfriend is a slimy turd. And this pimp is an even slimier turd. And this bloke who plays an out-of-town kangaroo hunter, I can't remember in cinematic history whether anybody's conveyed needing a wee as well as this bloke does.
Hang on, I need a piss.
And even though the film as a whole is great fun, I reckon it saves the best till last, when Sue decides she doesn't want to marry her sleazy boyfriend and instead wants to be with Mick, and has to chase him down before he leaves on the subway for a walkabout round the States. And folk rave about Tom Cruise's running in films, but Sue is going for it. Look, she's pegging it with no shoes on. No shoes. She ain't messing about, Sue. Don't get in the way. No, knee to the jappers. Get out of it. And all the while, the music is building to a crescendo and all. It's terrific.
Mick Dundee!
And we get a fantastic feel-good ending as she's trying to reach Mick, but can't. And he's having to pass on messages via these random blokes in the crowd, who stereotypically look like a couple of New York tough guys, don't they? Look like hard men, but yeah, they're big softies.
Tell him don't leave. She's never married Richard.
Don't leave.
I'm not gonna marry Richard.
Don't leave! She's not gonna marry Richard!
Tell him I love him. I love you!
But this bloke, his face here.
I love you!
Oh, that is priceless. It almost makes me want to cry. That ickle thing he does with his eye there. Oh, just magic. I love that bit so much. And obviously when Mick gets the message, he's delighted. And he wants to make his way over to Sue, but he can't get through the crowd, it's too jam-packed. So all the commuters who are fully invested in this by now, they hoist him up on their shoulders and he walks across the top of them. Ah, great stuff. Unless you're the bloke whose head he stands on. He'll have all sorts of stuff on the bottom of his shoe. Chewing gum, dog turd. Ugh, don't bear thinking about. Okeydoo, on to Ray's ratings. And yeah, by the time I got to watch this, I'd heard lots of good things about it. And as I say, already like Paul Hogan, so, you know, we're hoping for at least a 3-star film. Now, yeah, I thought it was great. There's not a lot happens in it, to be honest with you. But you just have so much fun spending time with Mick Dundee that the hour and a half just flies by. Obviously Paul Hogan's the star, but the supporting cast is great and all. Linda Kozlowski does a great job as Sue Charlton. And there's so many terrific character actors in it in bit parts. Just bring it to life, it's great. And as for the feel-good ending, well, they don't come much better than that, do they? And as I said, the music was great and all, you know, I think it really added to it. So I'm rating Crocodile Dundee a 4-star, 3-star film. Now, my lad Dino, memory man, he assures me the first time I saw this would have been Christmas 1989 on the Beeb. And apparently it's still the most watched Christmas Day film or programme of all time in the UK, with an audience of 21.8 million. That's more than Mike Yarwood. And because it made millions at the box office, inevitably there were sequels. They did one where we were in Los Angeles. I ain't seen that one. Apparently it's crap. But the second one, I enjoyed the second one. It weren't as good. But it was still good. Still enjoyed it. And it still had some great jokes in it.
What did he say?
He wants to know if we're allowed to eat these men.
And Crocodile Dundee became such an icon, he even appeared at the Sydney Olympics closing ceremony and in Australia tourism commercials. So yeah, great creation, Mick Dundee. And if that's Paul Hogan's legacy, well, it's a pretty good one, isn't it? Certainly better than his Richie Benno impression.
It's goodbye from all of us here at World Series Walk.
Well, I hope you enjoyed my review of Crocodile Dundee, Rayvers. And if you did, poke the old like button for me. Give it a good old poke. Maybe use your big hunting knife like Crocodile Dundee. Poke it with that. Be very gentle though, because you might knacker your computer. And remember to subscribe if you ain't already a subscriber, and share Ray reviews with your mates. Very much appreciated. And thank you as always for them lovely comments you lot keep popping on. Love reading them. Apologies if I don't get around to responding to them all. And if you want to get some suggestions in, come and join us over on Patreon. Become a patron or a nickel patron. And as well as being able to submit your suggestions for reviews, we have regular brain teaser challenges, early access to all the reviews, exclusive monthly podcasts, and other shits and giggles over there and all. So yeah, come and join us over on Patreon. And copyright box permitting, I'll be back with another review for you very soon. So I will see you next time. Okeydoo!